Hello everyone, welcome to the Netherlands Explorers, where you get all the information related to moving and settling in the Netherlands. As promised in the last video, we will be welcoming my colleague and my dearest friend Mr. Rajdev Verma, who got a job in the Netherlands from India directly. We will be discussing about his journey and experience in this video, so do watch the video till the end and don't forget to subscribe my channel so that you get a notification whenever I drop in a new video. I also have an Instagram page where I post more often related to the places I visit and the life here in Netherlands. So do follow me on Instagram. If you want to book a one-on-one session with us, please follow this link and we will be happy to help you. Let's welcome our first guest speaker on this channel, Mr. Rajdev Verma. So Raj, let's start about with your short introduction.
Thanks, Apurva, for inviting me on your channel. As you called out, my name is Rajdev Verma and I am basically from Jharkhand, India. I have around 9 years of experience in IT industry. Back in 2014, I started my career with Accenture, and then I started working later with Informatica, and then recently it's been a year I have moved to Netherlands.
Yes, as we all know that there is always a demand for IT skill sets. We would also like to know that what is your domain of work, Raj?
So basically, I work on a product called as PIM. So it stands for Product Information Management.
Yeah.
And there are multiple vendors who has PIM related applications. So throughout the career, I have worked on Informatica PIM. Earlier it was from a different organization, but later it was acquired by Informatica. And globally, there is large scale of uses of these applications.
So Raj, now let's discuss how you started your journey to look out for job opportunities in the Netherlands.
Sure. So basically post-COVID, I started looking for the opportunities outside India, and my main goal was that I was targeting areas around UK because my sibling lives there. So mostly I focused on LinkedIn, and since I was working with the vendor company Informatica, I used to deal with multiple companies as a consulting role. So I was aware that what all industries work on these applications or use these applications. So apart from LinkedIn, I was also looking at companies' own career site if they have such openings available.
Yes, rightly said that LinkedIn is a widely used platform to search the jobs abroad. But Raj, we would also like to know in details that how you started the process. Like, did you follow a particular CV format, and did you also send cover letters to the recruiters?
So basically, different continents have different kind of formats as well. Especially some companies request cover letter. Sometimes you don't need cover letter. But you can look at maybe Google and then figure out what is the format where you are applying for. Let's say UK has a different kind of format, where if you look at Netherlands, there is a different kind of format which you can align. But when we look at LinkedIn, right, which is globally used and acknowledged platform for resource hiring, there also when you keep your profile information updated, that's where resource or recruiters look at your details, and they do get the options to search by your keywords. So it is also important how you draft your experience and those specific keywords related to your skill sets, so that when they are looking for a resource on a specific platform or tool or application, they should be able to get your profile on the top.
Yeah, that's absolutely true, that you should optimize your LinkedIn profile in such a way that whenever a recruiter search your keywords or anything, your profile should like come up. So that's like very important. Great. So also, like, what was your timeline, that when you started applying and then when you got the first lead and then finally, like, you got that call for the interview? So like, tell us about that a bit.
So I started looking for the job abroad in beginning of 2022.
Yeah.
Somewhere around Jan and Feb of 2022. And LinkedIn has a very good feature where you can search for a job role and then set a notification. So that's what I followed, and I stick to that platform. That let's say since I work on PIM, right, I set Informatica PIM, P360 and PIM. And then you can set location if you have preference around UK only, or you have Europe. So I was looking into UK, but I was open to relocate across the Europe as well. So I set 2 notifications.
Wow.
And so what advantage you get is as you get the notification earlier, you can apply as soon as possible, and then you will be in the top list of screening, so that your initial round is scheduled at the earliest possible.
Yeah, great. Yeah.
So I kept on applying whenever I used to see a role or opening, and then I also used to see. So whenever the job is posted, right, you will see the company name. I used to visit their career site as well if there are related job opportunities as well. So I was not only sticking to PIM of Informatica, but if there are other as well, and then MDM. So there are cross-domain applications like that where you can look for opportunities. However, it is important to keep in mind that unlike India, where recruiters are open to hire, let's say MDM, Master Data Management, it is called, and that PIM falls under Master Data Management. So even if there is MDM, Supplier 360, Customer 360, but they have opening of PIM, they might be open to hire you so that you can at least grab some transition and then start working. But outside India, that's not the case. You have to be very specific with the role. So whatever role is described, it is going to be your daily job as well. So they will be looking very specific to that skill set. So we can't be putting all the skill sets on the resume. Instead, when you are applying, try making it more focused toward the job description, what that job is requesting for, instead of elaborating all the skill set. So when I started applying in January or Feb, I kept on applying every day. There were multiple openings because post-COVID there were a lot of resource requirement as well, and then traveling was open because post-COVID. So I got few opportunities there in UK as well. And how it starts is there will be a screening round first. Screening round is basically a round with HR or the recruiter, and they would like to understand whether your profile matches with the job description what they have opened. They would also like to understand your expectations in terms of salary, and there could be a basic questions like how many members you have in family. If you are looking for visa sponsorship, then how many people will be traveling, and so what are the feasible options they can make, and you are open for that location or not. They will explain about the benefits, like companies offering health insurance or other things, or vacations and all that. So that's the simple round of screening where they will filter out, okay, out of 100 applicants there could be 20 which is relevant to this job role, this company. So after screening, it went with the next 2 rounds. Basically, one round was technical, and how technical round goes is you have to be very specific about the technology you have worked upon, if you have experience around that industry where you are going to join. So those experiences you can call out, and then there would be one more round where manager, project manager, or someone from delivery or that we call it delivery unit. So someone from that will like to have a conversation to understand how fit you are for the role, and how good you can gel up with the company's work culture and all that. So post all these rounds, if you are the selected candidate, then there will be offer rollout, and again related to some financial benefits, compensations, right? So it is more towards non-negotiable, but then there will be some slight sort of negotiations you can still do with some benefits being offered. Unlike India, like you keep on negotiating, right? That's something what not happens across Europe. And post offer rollout, there will be further discussions like how your sponsorship could be processed, what documents you will need, and then they will further assist you with legally what are the documents you need to provide. They will apply your applications and all this. So as I said, I applied first in the position was opened in July or August, right? Then applied 2 round of interviews, and then finally my visa process started. I could have traveled in month of November. That was my joining, but then I had to delay with some notices and some family commitment. So lastly, I came here in Netherlands in 1st December of 2022. So that's how you can just calculate like August to November is the time which it took for all the things. But it may depend on the companies how much they are looking for a resource and how much demanding skill set you have. So if there is a large list of candidates, recruiter may take longer duration for processing and screening side.
Yeah, great. I totally agree that you should be persistent about applying to jobs and be the early bird in applications and have patience throughout the process, because I've also heard in Europe it takes a while to it's not as fast as in India. It takes time to align your rounds also in the interview, so you have to be completely patient with all the interview process. So Raj, it's been around 1 year you are in Netherlands, so we would also like to know that how was your experience here till now?
So I would start with let's say visa processing. I was quite amazed to understand that we are well informed when your visa application is made, how is it proceeding, and how much timeline, what's the timeline and how much time it may take until you get your passport back and all that. So it's not very common in other countries. However, in Netherlands it was quite good. I could have made some bookings and further arrangements. Like if you're working in an organization, you have to give a notice also, right? So accordingly you can make your decisions when you can put your paper there and then accordingly come here. So coming to the environment in Netherlands, I think it's fantastic here. Weather is really good. You see winter, summer and autumn, everything. Workplace, I would say biggest part is work-life balance. You have very good work-life balance. You come on time, you leave on time, and job like as it will be described in the job description, I think same thing you have to work upon. Unlike switching to different things and exploring, yes, you will have opportunities to look for. Yeah, speaking of the work-life balance, I just want to also know that do you find any difference when you work in India and then when you work in the Netherlands? So it's like again here you get exposure to resources or in conversation with the resources coming from across the globe. So that is something diversity, and then as I said, work-life balance. So you will have mandatory leaves to take 1 month, which is amazing. You can split it though. So as an Indian, we need to plan some vacation during, let's say, Durga Puja or Deepavali, or maybe the last end of the year when Christmas is there, right? When weather gets a bit depressing in the winter, that time you can plan a long vacation. So that is something really amazing. Also, you won't feel anything as such separated, I would say. People do gel up, and there will be expats from multiple countries as well, so it really feels good at the workplace. Right. So Raj, is there any other points you would like to highlight? So as I said, right, you have to be specific about roles. So when you are looking at the jobs on LinkedIn, use those specific keywords which are relevant to the job description. Secondly, you can always look for the job. So LinkedIn is a platform which is used globally, right? So the jobs which are going to sponsor your visa will be widely available on LinkedIn, but there are some local sites as well in each country or continent. There will be websites. You can always look at that, but then you have to consider that whether it is only for local resources or for global. So that's another thing you can keep in mind. Also look out for the job roles in an organization which are multinational companies. Although local companies also people do switch to English, but then there could be some internal meetings where they would prefer communicating in the local languages. So that's another tip, look for multiple multinational companies. Yeah, I guess that's a very important point that we should look out for the multinational companies so that we face minimal language barriers, because here there are language barriers, and if you know the language, then of course it opens a lot of opportunities. And the key is that you should be persistent about applying on the LinkedIn and also other platforms. I think this was a very informative video, Raj, and people will get a fair idea about the whole experience and the process, and would help in their journey also. I would like to thank Raj for joining me on this session,
And Raj was my first friend in the Netherlands. He helped me a lot in settling in the Netherlands. And whenever I was also like searching on the internet that how to get registered, how to get a BSN, how to collect your residency permit, there was not much information there, which also motivated me to start this channel. So thank you, Raj, for that also. And if you have any questions, just drop it in the comment section and we will be happy to help you again.